Okay. How does this Ice Blue 3 currently? It is March the 16th, 2026. Right? Yeah, March 16th, 3:18 p.m. Okay, so I did say that on the 14th of March and the 15th of March, Hillary Clinton had some. Well, on the 14th, Hillary Clinton she had her progressed moon make an opposition to, I believe, her progressed Pluto. Let me pause a second to make sure this is correct. Okay, so I got the Lord pulled up. So I said that on March the 14th, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon made an opposition to her natal Pluto. And the last time this happened was on December the 4th, 1998, or 15 days before Bill Clinton's impeachment. Also, the next day, on March the 15th, 2026, for the transiting retrograde Mercury, it conjoined transit Mars in the sky as well. And I said that around this time, there should be some explosive Epstein news that should have come up. That should come out around this time. I didn't hear anything about Epstein, really enough, and I'm not going to backtrack on anything I said. But what I did not notice was that there's going to be a new moon. Keep in mind, let me pause for a second. Keep in mind, progressions. Now, events tend to happen either 6 days before the progression or 6 days after. So we still have about like what 5 more days to see what's gonna happen. So, but what I did not notice was that there's gonna be a new moon on the 18th of March, 2026, and so the bombshell in regards to this is that this new moon is gonna be exactly conjunct Hillary Clinton's natal moon. Keep in mind. Keep in mind. Now, well, okay, let me how I'm gonna say this. So Hillary Clinton, her ascendant lord is well, her ascendant is in Gemini. But not only that, the ruler of Gemini is Mercury. So understand that transit Mercury in the sky, which is her chart ruler, is conjoining transit Mars in the sky, which rules violence, anger, fights, wars. So that's probably why. That's probably why every time transit Mercury has conjoined transit Mars in the sky, there have been huge revelations in regards to Epstein. But not only that, her natal moon. See, understand also that Hillary Clinton, she's going through a very, very depressing time looking at the astrology in her chart. And you can see that with transit Saturn conjoining her natal moon. And that happened 3 times so far within the past year. Let me pause a second because I'm building up to something. So give me a second, because what's going to happen on March the 18th, 2026, this new moon, is going to be exactly conjunct Hillary Clinton's natal moon. I probably already said that, but this is a big deal. New moons deal with like a loss or a taking away of something. It's like K2, right? Because I think new moons take, in my opinion, because a lot of other astrologers, they have their own opinions, but new moons, in my personal experience, not going by what's said, but every time there's like a new moon that makes a very, very close aspect to my natal planets, something bad happens, and it's like something's taken away in regards to what that planet rules for me. So let me pause a second. I was trying to say something and I lost my train of thought. I was trying to step and get to the point early because it's not gonna be a long video, but it's gonna be let me just pause for a second. Okay, look, I just had an oh shit moment. Okay, so I basically what I was trying to find was the exact dates that transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon, right? Those are hugely important dates. I've already explained that, right? And understand that Saturn, what it does is that it restricts or it crystallizes a situation. But Saturn is considered a malefic, and so I get to the point in a second. Get to the point in a second, because the point is that transit Saturn has conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon 3 times so far, and those were very, very, very important days. Okay, so but I need to reiterate that this upcoming new moon is going to conjoin Hillary Clinton's natal moon as well, and that's on March the 18th, 2026. I believe at 8:54 p.m. I'll get the exact lore for that later on. Well, let me get it now because I'm finna go to that image right now anyway. So the exact date is going to be on March the 18th, 2026 at 8:24 p.m. And like I said, new moons mean like losses or a taking away of something. Again, that's March the 18th, 2026. And the last time that there was like I'm thinking about the eclipse. So the effects of a new moon can last for a long time, but it's up I would say within like 15 days after March the 18th, 2026 that you can see something. But being that Hillary Clinton, she has her progressed moon is going to oppose her natal Pluto, and it already happened on March the 14th, 2026. Something should manifest within, I believe, around like 6 days of that date. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So we will see what comes up. But all I know is that this is some very, very powerful astrology that's going on inside of Hillary Clinton's chart right now. So back to Saturn, and each time it's conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. So the first time transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon was on May the 7th, 2025, right? And what happened on this day was that Cash Patel, in front of Congress, I think the Senator Kennedy, who has, anyway, the point, Senator Kennedy, he asked Cash Patel, did Epstein kill himself? And Cash Patel said, yes, Epstein did in fact kill himself in front of Congress under oath. Cash Patel. So that's May the 7th, 2025. And on the same exact day, Hillary Clinton's would transit Saturn in the sky conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. Got it? Get it? Got it good? Okay. So again, transit Saturn conjoins your moon 3 times due to its retrograde motion. So the next date, it happened, transit Saturn in the sky conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon on September the 20th, 2025. Okay. On September the 21st, 2025, that was Charlie Kirk's funeral. The same funeral, mind you, that a lot of these liberals and Democrats claim to be a Nazi, seem like a Nazi rally. Okay. And not a lot of people celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. Okay. So let's see here. Let me go back to May the 7th. No. I want to stay on September 20th, 2025. So I'm repeating myself from several previous videos, but it's up. There's a man. His name is Mr. Joshua. He was on a channel called the Cent Twins, CENTTWINZ channel, and he claimed that he was given a prophecy that the rapture would happen on September 23rd or 24th, 2025. And understand that Hillary Clinton, she's having that transit of Saturn conjoining her natal moon around this time. I'm just saying that it seems kind of significant to me personally. Anyway, but I need to go back to May the 7th, 2025, when again transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. But also Cash Patel, he claimed that Epstein did in fact kill himself because there were several other instances that happened on this day. I made a video about it. I believe I posted it on because I just refound it on my hard drive because I don't go back and look at my videos that often. But I was trying to figure out because I know I gave Hillary Clinton like 5 days to look out for in regards to her astrology because I tried to warn her that she was going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal, and I warned her on May the 15th, 2025. But I made this post in regards to that in the video form. It's a 2-minute and 45-second video, and it's a collage of images of what happened around that time. I don't know the name of it right now. Details. But I posted a video on June the 25th, 2025. And let me see here if I can see how many minutes and seconds. So it was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And it's a collage. It's a collage of images showing Hillary Clinton's astrology. Let me blow my nose real quick. Let me pause a second. Okay, so again, the length of the video is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I forgot what the name of it is. It might be inside my YouTube Shorts, and it's talking about the astrology of Hillary Clinton so far. And I said this video was posted on June the 25th, 2025. But anyway, I'm just looking at the collage. So, I'll just show the collage of pictures because it's insane. So this is for Hillary Clinton. I think her progressed Saturn made an aspect to her natal Mercury, and so right here, this picture right here. Ooh, stop. So around May the 2nd, 2025, Caroline Leavitt, she was holding press briefings and stuff like that. And there were she had a certain segment called the new let me pause a second. Okay, so she calls it the members of the new media. She briefs the members of the new media. But on April the 30th, 2025, a black man, he asked her, are the Clintons going to be held accountable? Is Obama going to be held accountable for the things that they've done? And it's like after he asked this question on April the 30th, 2025, that's when those briefings stopped. Keep in mind, on May the 2nd, 2025, Hillary Clinton, she had a major progression, where her progressed Saturn made an aspect to her, it made a square to her natal Mercury, meaning a restriction in regards to information. I know I'm talking in circles probably. This is an oh shit moment, okay? I'm thinking about this upcoming new moon that's going to conjoin Hillary Clinton's natal moon. It means a loss, a huge emotional loss, especially with transit Saturn already conjoining her moon. It's still sitting on top of her moon, inside of, I believe, the same house, right? It might not sound, it might not make sense to anybody who doesn't know anything about astrology. I'm not crying. I'm just like, holy shit! Look, this is huge. Okay, this is huge. This upcoming new moon, in regards to Hillary Clinton, is going to be huge, okay? So, I think I should just move forward. I was just trying to go through several things that's happened when transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. Because they could speak, it will, pause. Unpause. It will give you a hint in regards to what may come up when this March 18th, 2026 new moon conjoins Hillary Clinton's natal moon. Okay. I didn't even check what the ascendant was for this new moon yet. I mean, this moon, oh my God. This is huge, okay? I'm sorry. I didn't check what the ascendant is going to be at inside of Hillary Clinton's chart. But so I'm just going to step in and pause for a second. I'm going to try to step in and regather what I've already posted online, because I didn't think it was going to be significant, but this may be very, very, very significant in the upcoming current future. Okay. March 18th, 2026. Pause. Okay. So around May the 2nd, 2025, there was a single chat leak in regards to J.D. Vance and I believe the National Security Advisor, Mike Waltz. And around May the 1st or the 2nd, 2025, I think Donald Trump he removed Mike Waltz and put him inside a different department, because when you think about leaks in regards to emails or etc., you think about Hillary Clinton and her allegedly whitewashing those emails and getting rid of them, or someone that's reported alleged in several people's opinions or whatever. So yeah. And again, I'm going to go back to, because like this is a lot of information. I'm sorry. I know I probably sound discombobulated. You just have to go. You know, I'm going to find this video real quick. Name this video so that I can just get back on track, because This is a lot of stuff now. I'm rambling. It's 15 minutes. I went from 6 minutes to 15 minutes. I'm so sorry. Let me get the name of this video because it hit me. Pause. Okay, so that I can just move on to the rest of the astrology. Here are the videos that I posted in regards to a recap on all the astrology that went on prior to June the 25th, 2025 for Hillary Clinton. Because anyway, so this is in my shorts. It's called Political Events Lining Up with, well, I can't read it backwards. So, political events lining up with the astrology, Hillary Clinton, jail 2025. And so, through this right here, you'll be able to piece together the astrology that lined up to a certain event. Certain events is going to lead up to the. Let me pause a second because it's. I know that I'm just pausing and stuff like that, but it's a lot of information. It's shocking. And like, let me pause. But okay, watch this video to see the astrology that led up to several things that happened in regards to Hillary Clinton and transit Saturn, aspecting her natal moon. But not only that, a lot of progressions that were happening inside of her chart around that time. Okay. This is for June 25th, 2025. So I did say that on July the 30th, 2025, that Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon was going to make an aspect to her Mars. And on July the 30th, and keep in mind, when Hillary Clinton's progressed moon made an aspect to her Mars or whatever, it was the same astrology that happened during the monofluency scandal. And what happened around that time was that Ghislaine Maxwell, she was being interviewed by the FBI around that time. She was being interviewed around, I believe, July the 23rd or 24th, 2025. But not only that, there was a lot of stuff inside the news saying that Hillary Clinton and Obama, they found proof that Hillary Clinton and Obama interfered inside the 2016 or 2020 election. I forgot which one now. So moving on to the other video that I'm trying to refer to as well too. In reference to I'm not gonna go there yet because I didn't say the last part of transit Saturn conjoining Hillary Clinton's moon the third time. Let me pause a second to get my I hope this is not as bad as I think it is because I'm like, it's a lot of information and it's, I know I'm repeating myself. Let me just pause for a second to get let me pause. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to the main thing, which is, well, it's not the main thing. There's a lot of information. I'm sorry. The point. So transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon on May the 7th, 2025. And the main thing that happened around that day was Cash Patel claiming that in front of Congress, in front of Secretary Kennedy, that Epstein did in fact kill himself under oath. So the next time transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon was on September 20th, 2025. And that's when it was the day before Charlie Kirk's funeral. But not only that, Donald Trump, him and Melania Trump, they both went to the United Nations gathering or whatever, and pretty much the escalator stopped working while he was trying to go up the escalator. The teleprompter didn't work. Also, I think the sound went off, so a lot of high profile leaders could not hear his speech, and so Donald Trump had to go off script. Mind you, that also around this time, Donald Trump, there was a plane that almost collided into his plane or whatever. And mind you, also, Charlie Kirk was assassinated before this date of September 20th, 2025. Something else happened. Let me pause a second. Well, I mean, I already, okay, and let me reiterate that Taylor Swift's Orange Color album, which probably wasn't a threat to Donald Trump, just saying that it was just weird, the timing of it all, but it's just an album, it's just music. But her Orange Color album came out, and while she was also having some weird astrology going inside of her chart as well. Also, the Orange Color iPhone 17 came out as well. I mean, I I've never seen an orange colored iPhone until around this time that Donald Trump had. Well, yeah. Anyway, so that's September 20th, 2025 in regards to Hillary Clinton and her transit. Where transit Saturn in the sky conjoined her natal moon. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. And so now we get to January 30th, 2026. This is the last time that transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. And a lot of stuff came out this day as well. The DOJ, they released, I believe, 3 million files in regards to Epstein, and that's when the Pizzagate seems like it was real. Let me pause. It's a lot of stuff. Let me pause. Let me just try to get through this. Okay, but even before this, even before the date of January 30th, 2026, I mean, on the 14th of January, I mean, the Clintons, they skipped out on, reportedly, or allegedly, on a lot of people's opinions, skipped out on their January 14th depositions. And then that's when James Comer, who's over the Epstein investigation, he decided to try to hold the Clintons in contempt of Congress. However, the point is that on the 30th of January 2026, that's when transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon for the final time. And the DOJ, they released, I believe, 3 million more Epstein files. And it seems like Pizzagate was real. Epstein was probably considered a vampire who ate children. I don't know. Because I didn't read. I just looked at the comments. I'm like, okay. And then Melania Trump, she released her documentary, which I just recently watched a couple of days ago, and I made a video about it along with some other stuff in regards to, really enough, Secretary Kennedy talking about RFK Jr. Trying to reduce the sugar inside of Starbucks coffees and these can't get my words out. Pause. But RFK Jr. trying to limit the amount of sugar that are inside of, like, companies called coffee like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and etc. It's a lot of information. So this all happened around January 30th, 2026. That was the last time transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. And I believe finally the Clintons the Clintons finally agreed to testify in front of Congress on the 26th and the 27th of February. Let me pause for a second, because I think something else happened around the 30th of January, but I just can't remember for now. Pause. Okay, what I forgot was, because I had to go back and watch my video, because it basically went through everything that happened around that time. And again, I posted a video on February the 5th, 2026, and I'll show that in a second. But so also on the 30th of January 2026, the FBI, they raided Fulton County, Georgia, the election ballots to be reviewed. And at first they couldn't do it because it was a civil investigation, right? But they recharged the case as a criminal investigation. And so that happened on the 30th as well, too, in regards to Hillary Clinton and transit Saturn conjoining Hillary Clinton's natal moon. Anyway, so name of this video, that I posted on the 5th of February is called, let me read it first. February 2026 Astrology Update. The Clintons have a lot of explaining to do. It was posted on February 5th, 2026, but at the start of the video I said January the 5th, 2026, but I was, my phone had died and my dates got mixed up. But anyway, so here's the name of the video. You want to type it in and look for it, and the date that was posted. Anyway, so my overall, all in all point was that Hillary Clinton, her moon, is very, very important right now. I need to find out what dasha she's in. Jesus Christ, there's more work to do while I'm already recording. Let me pause for a second. I know it's a lot of me pausing and going back forward. And nobody hears about me explaining stuff. So let me explain myself. So let me just get to the astrology. Let me pause for a second. Okay, this is gonna be a long video. I'm so sorry. So I just looked at Hillary Clinton's Vimshatory Dasha situation, and she's inside of the Mars main Dasha, Jupiter sub Dasha, and she's about to go. It's about to change over to the Saturn Dasha, I think, around April 2026. Now, mind you, I've been saying that transit Mercury inside of the sky, which rules Hillary Clinton's ascendant, is conjoining transit Mars in the sky. Which what does that rule for Hillary Clinton? It rules Hillary Clinton's sixth house and her 11th house. Anyway, so I believe you can say her dealings with people, or her everyday dealings with people in her groups and circles. Anyway, so what that says to me in regards to Hillary Clinton is that upon looking at where transit Jupiter is right now, transit Jupiter is transiting. You're looking at tropical, because I mix the astrology in regards to tropical and sidereal. If you don't understand, well, you probably won't understand if you don't know astrology. But anyway, transit Jupiter is inside of the sign of Cancer right now, looking at tropical, and Cancer is the natural ruler of the moon. So that means that a lot of people's moons are very, very important right now. And I'm looking at Hillary Clinton's natal moon and transit Saturn conjoining it. But all the while, in about 3 days from now, there's going to be a new moon that's going to conjoin Hillary Clinton's natal moon. It's like a loss of the moon, loss of emotions, loss of, like something happens that's like a loss. And it could be within the I'm tired. This is so much information that it's like, so with Hillary Clinton having this progression, first of all, and then looking at the transits, her transiting ascendant Lord is conjoining Mars in the sky. And again, her progressed moon is making an aspect to Pluto, her natal Pluto, which is a higher octave of Mars. Something's going to happen that's going to piss her off, but also cause like an emotional loss because of the new moon conjunct her natal moon, while also transit Saturn caused a restriction to her natal moon. Mind you that transit Saturn conjoined transit Neptune inside of the sky too, very, very close to Hillary Clinton's natal moon as well too. That was around the 30th of January as well, or the 20th of January. Let me find it real quick. Okay, so transit Neptune entered the sign of Aries on January 26th, 2026. And this is days before this whole Epstein situation release. And Hillary Clinton's progressed, for Hillary Clinton, her transit transit Saturn inside the sky conjoining her natal moon. Now, transit Saturn, it changed signs into Aries on February 13th, 2026. And something happened around this day too. Anyway. So moving on. So transit Saturn conjoined transit Neptune inside the sky on February 20th, 2026. And this is days before this is 6 days before Hillary Clinton's deposition in regards to being interviewed about Epstein. But it's also 7 days before Bill Clinton was interviewed by Congress in regards to Epstein. It's a lot of information. Let's see what else. Let me pause a second. Okay, so I think I was talking about Hillary Clinton's Dasha situation, where she's inside of the Mars main Dasha and the Jupiter sub Dasha, and her Dasha should change around April 2026. Peter Nine's Dasha system is kind of off to me personally, in my opinion, but I'm just gonna go by the date of April the 2nd, 2026. Now, looking at Hillary Clinton, her natal Saturn, being that Hillary Clinton is a Gemini ascendant, that will mean that Saturn would rule her her 8th house, 8th and 9th, but 8th house, and her natal Saturn is inside of her 4th house. So it could be transform authority could transform her home. And so, and she also has Pluto there as well. Her natal Pluto, I believe, is in her 3rd house, but it's so close to the IC that it's like you might as well say it's conjunct to IC. And Mars is there too. Whoa, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, people probably don't even know what the hell I'm talking about or why I'm laughing. I'm gonna try to do this live, okay? So Donald Trump, no, let me pause a second to just make sure I can say this as concise as I can. Pause. Oh shit! I didn't even think about. Houston, we got a problem. Or Hillary, you got a problem. Okay, what I did not calculate or think about was the fact that a transit Uranus is making an exact aspect to the new moon that's going to happen on the 18th of March 2026. So that adds more to the craziness that's about to go down in regards to Hillary Clinton on around March the 18th, 2026. So I was trying to look at Donald Trump's chart. I was trying to look at Donald Trump's chart and try to compare the two. Let me say what I was about to say before I forget, because I just keep getting hit by, oh wait, there's more shit that's about to go down. Anyway, so Donald Trump, you can't fuck with him. The only way that you can deal with him is to make a deal with him. That's pretty much it. Donald Trump was born under an eclipse. What is it, a solar eclipse? A solar eclipse, I believe, right? Or a lunar eclipse. It's a full moon, so it's a lunar eclipse. Yeah, a lunar eclipse. So he eclipses shit. And so understand that Donald Trump, his Rahu is inside of the 10th house on this eclipse. And that means that he's forced to go to the top. His natal sun, which rules his ascendant, is conjunct Rahu. So it mean, and so that means he is meant to be, and not only that, his ascendant Lord is conjunct the fixed star Regulus, meaning that he's a king. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, he is king. No matter how, if you hate it, love it, damn, you better. Or make a deal with him. Anyway, so when you try to go up against Donald Trump, you just get emotionally destroyed. You just do. You lose. And that's just that. And so, and how Donald Trump operates, how his karma seemingly operates, is that you try to go after him and he would destroy. Either I think he can destroy you by a lawsuit, because his ninth house Lord is conjunct that situation. No, it's Sagittarius, which is the natural ruler of the 9th house, but for him it rules his 5th house, right? However, Donald Trump's 4th house is ruled by Scorpio, so he has a lot of ups and downs in regards to home, and it said home and emotional security. But this man, he's built to be a fighter. You don't want to go up against Trump. This man is blessed, okay? You don't want to go up against this man. He is born under a lunar eclipse, and his ascendant is conjunct the fixed star Regulus. He is meant to be. He is a king. Like, this is not to dick ride this motherfucker. It's just fate. It's just karma. Look at his chart. If you know astrology, if you are half as good astrologer, you will see that you don't want to fuck with Donald Trump. I'm sorry, you just don't. Anyway, I'm sorry, but I keep getting hit with more and more shit in regards to the entire situation is about to go down. So his opponents get destroyed. Because Donald Trump, he has Mars and Pluto in his 12th house. And keep in mind, his 12th house is ruled by by the moon, which gets eclipsed, which loses because it's conjunct K2 in his 4th house. So going back to Hillary Clinton, that's just the soft way to analyze the situation that you're put in when you're going up against Donald Trump, when Hillary Clinton's going up against Donald Trump, because I'm thinking about fate right now, fate, because when you look at Hillary Clinton's chart, her natal Mars is conjunct her natal Pluto, and it's inside of her 3rd house. Where's Mercury for her? Well, no, for the co-rule of Chiron. Where is that at? Where's Chiron? Let me pause for a second because this is a lot. This is a lot, and I'm probably talking so crazy because people probably don't even understand the astrology or the severity of this situation in regards to Hillary Clinton and what's about to go down. So let me pause a second because I want to try to explain this better, non-astrologically. But anyway, pause. Let me try to get past this because I'm like it's a lot of astrology that I'm looking at. So there's a saying. They say that the 8th house or Scorpio, when transit moon goes there, it goes there to die. Okay, so it means that it's debilitated or it's a bad thing. So Hillary Clinton, her natal Saturn, which rules her 8th house, it sits in her 4th house. Where's her moon at again? Her moon is inside of her 11th house, but that's beside of when it's that she's gonna have a loss in regards to her moon when this new moon hits it on the 18th of March, 2026. But that's beside the point right now. Because I gotta look at how transit Uranus is gonna affect that as well too. And I need to write this down real quick to see what happened the last time that transit Uranus aspected Hillary Clinton's natal moon. So let me write this down real quick. Let me pause in a second. I know I keep pausing and going back and forth, but it's a lot of astrology. A lot of astrology. Let me pause. Okay, so I wrote that down. Because like I said, this is a lot of astrology. So I've said in a previous video a while ago, but anyway, I want to say it again. Hillary Clinton, her 6th house naturally is the loss of the 7th. And the 7th, the 6th rules your daily activities and the things you have to do, but also it's your open enemies. The 7th house rules your partners. And so for Hillary Clinton to have a stellium in her 6th house, that means that she could deal with the situation in regards to a loss of a partner or her husband, okay? Okay, and she also has K2 in her 6th house and Rahu in the 12th house. So that means her partner could end up being jailed or imprisoned or something like that. But not only that, her 7th lord, which is Jupiter, is in her 6th house as well. So it's another hint that her partner could end up probably going to jail or have there's a major loss. She's already had a lot of situations that happened in regards to Bill Clinton and his scandals, but he never went to jail. Okay, so I'm still talking about Donald Trump and Donald Trump's chart and Hillary Clinton's 4th house. And like I said earlier, the 8th house or the sign of Scorpio is where the moon goes to die, right? And the moon is the natural ruler of the 4th house. So in Hillary Clinton's chart, her 8th lord, which is Saturn, is in her 4th house. So that means that there could be a sense of loss of home. But understand that if you look at Hillary Clinton's chart, her natal Saturn is not in her 4th lord, under the influence of her 4th lord. It's under the influence of her 3rd lord, which is Leo. And Leo's is a sign of kingship. But it's a lot of astrology. But her IC is there. Mars is there, Pluto is there, and her eighth lord is there. Okay, and her IC is there, and under the influence of her third lord, and her third lord, the sun, which is the ruler of Leo, is also in the sixth house. So just to keep it short, because that was long. It seems like it's long, but I could go on for days about this. But there's a karmic pause. In my opinion, there's a fated situation that could come up in regards to a loss of Hillary Clinton's partner, okay, i.e. Bill Clinton, okay. Looking at all the astrology in her chart, and yeah. Now, looking at Donald Trump's chart, it's a fated event that could go down in regards to anyone that tries to go anybody that's hidden or open, right? Because let's see here, pause a second. So any hidden or open enemy. Because for Donald Trump, his natal Saturn, which rules his sixth and seventh house, you could say too, but sixth house. His sixth house lord sits inside of his 11th house, under the influence of his 12th lord ruler, the moon. However, for Donald Trump, his ascendant lord, the sun, it sits one house, 12 houses from his sixth lord, Saturn. Meaning that he causes losses for his open enemies, and there's fated losses for his hidden enemies, Donald Trump. And the only way you can beat Donald Trump is via a deal, because you have to look at his second house. And I'm not going to get too far into that because it's a lot of astrology. It's a lot of astrology. And I'll be sitting here for days, and I'll probably even find some more stuff in regards to Donald Trump's chart and Hillary Clinton's chart. I'm not even going to look at Bill Clinton's chart. I don't even care anymore. I've lost interest. I'm like, this is a lot of astrology. All you have to do is look at Hillary Clinton's chart right now, and you can tell that something big is about to go down. Drinking my tea. Let me pause for a second. Drinking my tea. Okay, now I'm gonna say this again. I've said it several times, but the astrology in regards to the end of whatever this Epstein situation that's happening or that's going on, it is not end. Seemingly, looking at Bill Clinton's astrology, looking at his progressions, it does not end until, I believe, July the 20th, 2026, with there possibly being another shock around August the 9th, 2026. But the climax in regards to whatever's about to go on, it should be seen around like May the 4th, 2026. The entire month of May. Now some stuff's gonna go down inside of April too. Hillary Clinton, her dasha, looking at Peter Nine's Vimshatory dasha system. It's I think her dasha may change around April 2026 from Mars main dasha to Jupiter sub dasha to Mars main dasha to Saturn sub dasha. And see again, Saturn in regards to Hillary Clinton, thinking about tropical astrology, it rules her 8th house, 8th and 9th. So there could be some, and it's sitting inside of her 4th house. So shakeups in regards to her home, but not only that, it's in the sign of Leo. So let me pause. So it's in the sign of Leo, and so when you look at that, I think of this card right here, the tarot card, the Tower. And when you think about the sign Leo, you think about the king, the king, the end of your kingship or whatever. And so before I forget, well, no, let me just let me make sure I got everything out of my system in regards to the astrology. Pause. Okay. So, like I said, you think about eighth house, Lord, in the fourth house, right? The end of it, the transformative end of a kingship. Think about this card again, the Tower. But not only that, you have so that's eighth Lord inside of the fourth, but you also have Mars and Pluto conjunct the IC, destructive, transformative loss, kingship. It's said 3 times, and it's conjunct her natal, Mars and Pluto's conjunct her IC. IC means your home. Okay, if you don't know about astrology. And Donald Trump's chart, it says that as well. When you go up against him, that's what can happen. Destructive loss of your home. Why am I thinking ninth house? Because Saturn for Hillary Clinton, Saturn rules her 8th and 9th house. So it said it's both of them even being inside, them meeting each other was just fated. And my point is that for Donald Trump, his 12th lord is inside of his 4th house, under the influence of his 5th house, right? Yeah, because it's inside of Sagittarius. But Sagittarius is the natural ruler of the 9th house, and I probably sound crazy because if you don't understand astrology, I want to try to pivot in about like it's been 47 minutes. In about like give me 3 minutes to finish up on astrology. But Donald Trump's 12th lord is the moon. It's Cancer, so it's inside of Donald Trump's 12th lord is the moon, and it sits inside of his 4th house under the influence of Sagittarius, but it's Donald Trump's 4th house is ruled by Scorpio. And so being that Scorpio is Donald Trump's 4th house ruler, and the moon goes into Donald Trump's 4th house, which the moon rules Donald Trump's 12th house. It means that the moon has died in regards to being inside of his 4th house. So it means that 12th house means your hidden enemies, and it means hidden enemies dead, gone. Like I'm like, it probably sounds confusing, but if you study astrology, you'll get it. And yeah, it's a lot of information. So how do I say this? To just try to make sense to it, because even if you know astrology, it probably sounds like, what is he talking about? Let me pause a second. Okay, when you think about Hillary Clinton and you think about Donald Trump, and them having a clash or whatever. Okay, so Hillary Clinton, what's important for her that's about to start is her Saturn subdash is about to begin, and you have to look and see that there's a major focus on Hillary Clinton's Saturn, natal Saturn, and which rules her 8th house, 8th and 9th house, because Saturn is the natural ruler of Capricorn, but also the co-ruler of Aquarius. And so so when you think about when you consider Saturn for Hillary Clinton, you consider 8th house and 9th house for Hillary Clinton. And so if Hillary Clinton is considered a hidden enemy of Donald Trump's, okay, so then you will have to think of Hillary Clinton being, in regards to Donald Trump, in relation to Donald Trump's natal moon, which rules Donald Trump's 12th house. So a hidden enemy. So if something comes up with Hillary Clinton trying to do something behind the scenes to Donald Trump, um, there's going to be an influence of ninth house, because ninth house and eighth house, right, in relation to Hillary Clinton. Sounds crazy, but whatever. So I'm trying to get to a point. So the moon for Donald Trump, it sits inside of the sign of Sagittarius for Donald Trump, which Sagittarius is the natural ruler of the ninth house. But not only that, for Donald Trump, his moon is inside of his fourth house, which is under the influence of Scorpio as well. And like I said, when the moon goes to be under the influence of Scorpio or the eighth house, it's the death of the moon. And so there's a relation between the eighth house and ninth house in Donald Trump's chart, and the eighth house and the ninth house in the fourth house. I'm sorry, the eighth house, ninth house, and fourth house of Donald Trump, and the eighth house, fourth house, and ninth house of Hillary Clinton. And in the end, all it does is make Donald Trump bigger, and it destroys his hidden enemies. That's my entire point. I'm done with astrology. Okay. I'm not done with astrology, but I'm done with the convoluted and the confusing nature of the situation. But I will say that I will pull this card out again. The Tower. In relation to Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and etc. And anybody who believed the bullshit they spewed out in regards to Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and all this other stuff, or whatever, and them thinking that Donald Trump was inside the Epstein situation or whatever, judgment for them. Judgment. So moving on from that, I ain't to wrap this up. I'm gonna try to end this at 103. Let me pause a second. I thought I was done. Oh no, I'm not. With the astrology. Also, looking at this new moon that's gonna conjoin Hillary Clinton's natal moon. Like I said, transit Uranus is involved inside this as well. And transit Uranus has sextiled or made an aspect to Hillary Clinton's natal moon several times within the past couple of years as well too. But not only that, transit Uranus sextiled Hillary Clinton's natal moon all the way back in 1995. And this is around, I believe, the time of the Jennifer Flowers situation, right? Or the Paula Jones situation. Bill Clinton's had so many scandals that I'm tired. Okay, I'm just gonna get the dates. I'm just gonna get the dates of that during 40 years of 1995, and I'll move on to the current years. So, transit Uranus sextiled Hillary Clinton's natal moon on February 23rd, 1995. It happened again on July the 20th, 1995, and December 16th, 1995. Let me pause a second to see if there's anything that I can find quickly that happened around those dates or within a year of 1995. There probably was something. I just don't feel like it right now. You know, I'm gonna let ChatGPT work for me instead of me trying to figure out all this shit. So, you know what? Again, the dates were February 23rd, 1995, July 20th, 1995, and December 16th, 1995. And again, this is when transit Uranus sextiled Hillary Clinton's natal moon. So when I search in Google in regards to Bill Clinton 1995 scandals, it says in 1995, Bill Clinton's presidency was defined by the start of his affair with the White House intern Monica Lewinsky, which began in November of that year. While this later led to impeachment, 1995 saw intense political battles, including the Whitewater investigation, the White House Travel Office controversy, Travelgate, and major budget disputes resulting in government shutdowns. Key 1995 scandals and controversies included. Sorry, I can't talk right. I'm burnt out now. The Monica Lewinsky affair, beginning in November or December 1995, President Clinton began an 18-month sexual relationship with 22-year-old intern Monica Lewinsky a scandal that later led to his impeachment in 1998. Whitewater investigation. The ongoing investigation into the Clintons' Arkansas real estate investments continued through 1995, with Ken Starr serving as the independent counsel investigating potential wrongdoings. White House Travel Office Travelgate, following the 1993 firing of seven. Let me pause a second to get my words. Starting over. White House Travel Office Travelgate. Following the 1993 firing of 7 employees, the case saw continued scrutiny in 1995, culminating in the acquittal of Travel Office Director Billy Dale, while investigations continue into Hillary Clinton's involvement. 1995 government shutdowns, budget disputes between Clinton and the Republican-led Congress led to 2 government shutdowns, November and December 1995, marking a major political scandal regarding the operation of federal government. CIA disinformation controversy. In 1995, controversy arose concerning the CIA's involvement in human rights abuses in Guatemala. These events occurred against a backdrop of intensified investigations into the Clinton administration's financial and personal conduct, ultimately paving the way for the scandals that dominated the late 1990s. Now, when you see that there was a controversy in regards to human rights in 1995 in relation to Guatemala, it makes me think about Wei Jingxing, who was I think he was an activist in regards to China. Let me see. Let me pause a second. Okay, so apparently Wei Jingxing was released from prison on November 16th, 1997, after spending most of the previous 18 years in prison for his activism. He was released on medical parole and immediately deported to the United States, a move heavily influenced by international pressure and negotiations with the U.S. government. And I think that was in part to, I think, Bill Clinton's involvement. This is a lot of information. Back to the astrology. I forgot why I stopped there in regards to the astrology. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so I was talking about Hillary Clinton and transit Uranus making a sextile to her natal moon. Okay, so this transit happened again on June the 8th, 2025. And around this time, I believe that Bill Clinton, he released a book called let me pause a second. Okay, so on June the 2nd, 2025, for Bill Clinton, he released a book called The First Gentleman. And I'm referencing Hillary Clinton's chart on June 8, 2025, where transit Uranus in the sky sextiled her natal moon. Around this time, Bill Clinton, he was doing a lot of interviews. And the one that stood out to me was the interview that happened on June the 5th, 2025. Anyway, moving forward, the next time that transit Uranus in the skies made a sextile to Hillary Clinton's natal moon, it happened on December 14th, 2025. And this is around the time that the House, Senate, and Donald Trump, they all voted to release, I believe, all the Epstein files by, I think, the 19th of December 2025. And I think also around this time, Bill Clinton, he had a progression that happened around this time as well in his chart. Anyway, and in the end, the DOJ I think they were released like half or 1/3 of all the Epstein files, whatever. I forgot now, but anyway, that's what happened around the date of December 14, 2025, where transits Uranus in the sky made a sextile to Hillary Clinton's natal moon. So moving on, the last time it will hit, because it hasn't happened yet. The last time transit Uranus inside the sky will make a sextile to Hillary Clinton's natal moon is going to be on March 26th, 2026. And keep in mind that around this time, I believe that let me pause a second. There's an important astrological event that's going to happen around this date. Let me pause. So yeah, on March 20th, 2026, transit Mercury inside the sky will station from its retrograde motion and go direct. And keep in mind that transit Mercury inside the sky is going to conjoin Mars again later on this year, around April 20th, 2026, and this is around the time that transit Uranus will enter the sign of Gemini, and which is on April 26, 2026. So, anyway, trying to see where. Let me pause for another second. Okay, I do need to add that on February 25th, 2025. It's probably not important. But anyway, I'll say it anyway. On February 25th, 2025, the lunar nodes they conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. I was looking at it. I saw the month and the date. I didn't see the year. So this is like 1 year before Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton testified in front of Congress. So let me pause on a second. Okay, so I want to go all the way back to when transit Saturn first conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. Now I did say that around this time that Cash Patel, on this exact date, Cash Patel, he claimed that Epstein did in fact kill himself. And crazily enough, it's like days later, on the 15th of May, 2025. And keep in mind again, it was on May the 7th, 2025. I don't know if I said 2026 earlier, but it's May the 7th, 2025 is the first time the transit Saturn conjoined Hillary Clinton's natal moon. But on the 15th of May 2025, Hillary Clinton, she released she tweeted something, or she posted on Instagram, something like that, about this $400 million plane that no, she tweeted it. She said, "No one gives someone a $400 million jet for free without expecting anything in return. Be serious." I think in regards to the jet from Qatar in reference to Donald Trump, this is on May the 14th, 2025. And I was, at the time I saw Hillary Clinton's astrology, and I was like, shut up, don't say shit, because the astrology, it shows that something big is about to go down. And crazy enough, on the same day, James Comey, he posted some seashells inside on a beach, spelling out the numbers 8647. And so I'm just saying, all this happened during this astrology or whatever. I mean, of course, but the main thing that happened was that Cash Patel, he claimed to not have. He claimed that Epstein did in fact kill himself inside his prison cell. And it's like after he said that, it's like a lot of these Democrats started getting cocky in regards to what how they thought things were going to play out. And then around June, right? Yeah, June the 3rd, 2025. And this is when, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed son, quincunx tornado Saturn. I think Chuck Grassley. Okay, let me go to the exact date that this happened. So on June the 3rd, 2025, that's when Hillary Clinton, her progressed son, made a quincunx tornado Saturn. And so on the same day, I think around, it was on June the 5th, 2025, Chuck Grassley, he released a document saying that they found some kind of files that were protected by prohibited access, and they wanted they demanded accountability for document destruction and obstruction in the Mueller investigation or whatever. Anyway, it was like it's like there's a video that was released around this time too that said that Cash telling them they found the hidden documents, and when that video was released, it's like a lot of stuff went down in regards to Democrats and them orchestrating something called the No Kings protest or whatever, because this is right before Donald Trump's birthday on the 14th of June, and which led to the killing of the two Minnesota lawmakers. Anyway, I'm out of. So much stuff has happened, and if you look at the astrology, it all lines up. And I'm you either go back and look at the rest. I have a lot of videos though. I'll probably have to make another collage of events that lined up with the astrology in regards to what's happened so far. But anyway, I'm trying to see, is there anything else I was trying to say? I was trying to just reiterate that this upcoming new moon that's going to conjoin Hillary Clinton's natal moon, along with transit Uranus inside the sky, making a sextile to Hillary Clinton's natal moon, it could lead to a huge event. Okay. So I'm gonna go over the astrology one more time, and I think I'm gonna end the video here because it's been a long video. So let me pause for another second. Okay, so let me get started. Let me pause on a second. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying to finish this up. So the next day, well, I mean, just reiterate. So on March the 14th, 2026, Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon opposed her natal Pluto. And the last time this happened was on December the 4th, 1998. That was 15 days before Bill Clinton's impeachment. What happened the next day was on March the 15th, 2026, where transit retrograde Mercury conjoined transit Mars inside the sky. And it should have led to explosive news in regards to Epstein, internet outages, information about Virginia Frey and Prince Andrew or whatever. But seemingly nothing has happened so far. However, give it, like I said, things that happened 6 days before or 6 days after, especially with this upcoming new moon, is going to be exactly conjunct Hillary Clinton's natal moon. So on March the 18th, 2026, that's when there'll be a new moon inside of the sky that will be exactly conjunct Hillary Clinton's natal moon. But all the while, transit Uranus will make a sextile to Hillary Clinton's natal moon. And that, again, that something could happen that will really piss her off. And it could be in relation to Epstein. So let's see here. I think somebody else is going to be being interviewed by somebody else is going to be is let me pause for another second. Let me pause. Okay, weird enough is that on March 19th, 2026, it's a man named Darren Endyke who was subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress. This is one day after this new moon that's going to be exactly conjunct Hillary Clinton's natal moon. Okay. So on March 20th, 2026, transit Mercury was stationed and go direct. And let's see here. On April the 8th, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will conjoin her natal midheaven. It could be possibly something in regards to a scandal in relation to her status or whatever, but we'll see. On April 20th, 2026, transit Mercury inside of the sky will conjoin transit Mars inside of the sky for the fifth and final time in regards to this situation, hopefully. Let's see here. On April 26th, 2026, which is also my birthday, transit Uranus inside the sky will enter the sign of Gemini. And it deals with civil wars in regards to the United States and wars in general in regards to the United States. So on May the 4th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will make a sextile to his natal nodes. The last time this happened was on November 24th, 1998, or 20 days before 1998, his 1998 impeachment. On May the 16th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Venus will conjoin his progressed Mars. It's a fated angering event for social circles. On the 21st or 25th of May, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressed Venus will conjoin his progressed Jupiter. It's a fated lucky event for Donald Trump's social circles. On May the 27th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed Mercury will sextile his natal Mars. It's fated angering news. On June the 12th, 2026, for Hillary Clinton, her progressed moon will make a sextile to her progressed Jupiter. It's a lucky event for her. On July 4th, 2026, transit Mars in the sky will conjoin transit Uranus inside the sky, which could be a terrorist attack or a violent angering event, or it could be violent justice in regards to Donald Trump getting violent justice. Who knows? And being that there's so much stuff that's going on with Iran right now, it could be a terrorist attack, but who knows? There's so many let's say options, but there's so many ways that this can go out. This can play out. So, but just be careful on July 4th, 2026. Let's see here. On July 15th, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressed Venus will make a square to his natal Venus, and there's a focus on his social circles and career. It could be a good thing, but sometimes you just don't know. So let's see here. On July 20th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will quincunx his natal moon, and the last time this happened was the end of his impeachment in 1999, and that was on February 9th, 1999. On August 9th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will make a sextile to his progressed Uranus. It's a shocking event for him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So maybe this deposition in regards to Darren Endyke, it could lead to some stuff in regards to Hillary Clinton and causing her anger or whatever. That probably could be what it is, because it's very, very close to this this new moon in the sky. Let's see here. Now, but during the month of August and after that, it's like Donald Trump goes into survival mode. So we will see what comes up with that. So I think I'm going to pause for one more second, and then I'll see if there's anything else I need to talk about. So let me pause. So yeah, that should be it for me. Like I said, these progressions, they last. events tend to happen around 6 days before or 6 days after the progression hits. And being that this new moon is going to very much affect Hillary Clinton, um, we'll see what comes up in about really probably that deposition on the 19th in regards to Darren Endike. That could probably be what it is. So that's it for me for now. So bye.